what happens if I have gone live. I'm live. There it is. Okay, we are live. We'll do it live. We'll do it live, doggy. All right, I'm back with your Sunday live stream on Monday because yesterday was Christmas and you should have been doing Christmas. But today, we will be doing the live stream. Prime time, Joan. We're on Monday. Can we compete with television's awesome lineup? I think so. I think so. So what happened over Christmas? Oh, I finally figured out the seventh fish. The seventh fish was crab. See, there was king crab and then regular crab in the crab rangoon. Rangoon? Yeah, crab rangoon. Somebody in my family really loves crab rangoon, so we usually have it. Although she didn't eat it. I'm pretty sure she didn't eat it. I ate a bunch of it. It was pretty good. What else happened? That's about it. I got some stuff. Got some clothes. Got a gift certificate to Royal Crown ice cream. My favorite ice cream. What else did I get? I got a cart. I got a new cart for my shows. Very excited about that. Got some gift certificates, meaning I got money, which I love. So that's about it for me in terms of Christmas. So I'm not sure who's showing up tonight, doggy. I know. I've never done a Monday night show. Guess I could have just skipped it, but I really wanted to talk about Avatar and my favorite Christmas movies. Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot to pull up the list. Let me do that before anybody gets here. Hang on. I gotta reset everything up now. Let's get this rolling. Okay. Okay. And Christmas movies. There we go. All right. Don't look at that yet. Don't look at it yet. We're not ready. We're not ready. Okay. So, that's about it. Joan was participating in Christmas. She didn't get anything. She doesn't care. She's a dog. But I got her treats. I got her new treats. And scored some ham last night. Plenty of ham. She's loving the ham this year. I don't know. She went nuts for ham, right, Joan? Oh boy, you love the ham. Loves the ham almost as much as WALK. Loves WALK and ham. And she's pretty chill now. She was a little wound up during Christmas. You know how dogs are. You know, they're in unfamiliar surroundings, not their everyday habits, and they get kind of like, meh, screw this. Let's see. As long as nobody's here, let's give a shout out to my live stream. I did that earlier though, didn't I? Didn't I do that earlier? Oh, I was watching this. Let me see if I can call up my live stream window. I don't know if I can. Let's see. Find my channel. There's my channel. There we go. That's the link. Alright. I'm going to get that live stream out. And I'm going to start cutting and pasting. Until anybody gets here. If anybody says something, maybe some people are here and they're quiet. Alright. Yeah, see, this is what happens when you switch days. This is why TV should be on the same day all the dang time. Alright, I'll just hit this. I'll hit Minds. These are my social media places, Minds. Guess we'll do Gab. Gab's always interesting. We got Getter. I'm not so sure Getter's all that active. Kanye almost bought Getter. And then Parler, which was poised to be the next Twitter and then kind of got screwed. Surprised there wasn't a lawsuit out of what happened to them. Truth Social, of course, which is doing okay. I mean, it's getting there. It's getting there. MeWe, which kind of does nothing. I don't know. I know a few people on it, I guess. Hi, Brian. Twitter, of course. Drop a Facebook. I do drop on LinkedIn sometimes, just so I figured unemployed people can participate in my live streams. There we go. I might as well do LinkedIn while I'm here. Yeah, I'm not too big on it in terms of that I get anything from it. All right, so there we go. That didn't take long. That didn't take long at all, did it? Just a little cutting and pasting. Cutting and pasting. All right, so let's do Avatar first. So Avatar. From Variety, Avatar 2 stays strong. Horrible winter weather keeps moviegoers at home as all three new major releases fall short of expectations. Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Ouch. Avatar Way of the Water, 64 million. Down from 134 last week. So that's a drop of 52%. 52%. So generally a rule of thumb seems to be about 50% drop off. So next week we can expect the domestic gross to be about 30 million. Now internationally it's at 863 million. Which would be great if this cost 250 million, but I'm hearing all sorts of stories. The latest one was that the actual budget of the movie was about 450 million. Still an insane amount of money. I mean, you're talking almost $500 million to make a movie. I mean, one movie. They didn't. This was just the cost of this movie. So, you know, they're saying this needs $2 billion to break even. You're telling me they spent that on, I don't know, advertising? 1.5 billion on advertising? If so, they're way out of control on the advertising. Way out of control. This should be, if they spent 450 million, then their budget should be about the advertising budget should be about the same, and that should be break even at 900 million. But they're saying 2 billion? There's no way this movie makes 2 billion. In my view. So 64 million means next week maybe it makes 30 million. It's going to be New Year's Eve. Who the hell's going to go see this? I guess in the day. So what would be, yeah, it'll be Sunday, it'll be New Year's Day. So people will be hungover. They'll be at the Mummers Parade in this neck of the woods. I don't know. Will people go to the movies? Families might, I guess. For the families who didn't do anything on New Year's Eve. For me, I'll probably do a live stream. Maybe I'll do a midnight. Maybe I'll do a New Year's live stream. I don't know. That also sounds like a lose-lose situation, doesn't it? Doing a New Year's live stream against everything that might be out there. But I don't know. I could drop. What could we drop, Joan, to represent New Year's? I wouldn't drop you, of course. I wouldn't drop little doggy. God, I can't even see. So much fur in your face. There you go. That better? That's better. But yeah, so next weekend, you got to figure 30 million. That puts the domestic box office at 290. What would be the international? Let's see. Well, the first weekend, what was the international? Oh boy, don't have the split on that, do we? No, we just have the domestic. So I believe it was 360 million. So I'm going to guess that it was about 200 million this week. 250 international box office. It's doing well there. So internationally, next weekend, probably be 100 million still. 30 here, so add 130 to that, you get just to $1 billion, probably. All right, and then a weekend after that, you're looking at 30 million, so 15 million and 50, so another 65 million. At that point, you're at about 1.06 billion. And the weekend after, I mean, that's it. The weekend after that, maybe you get another 30 million international, another 7 million domestic. So you're looking at another 40 mil. So that definitely puts you over 1.1 billion. And then it's just about out of gas. So about what I said with my revised claim. My initial thought was 1.3 to 1.6, somewhere in that range. Now it's looking closer to 1.1 to 1.3. So yeah, sounds like it's going to be just under 1.3. I don't know. Maybe if you add the downloads, then it just squeaks over 1.1. Maybe the international stuff lasts longer. Maybe China opens up more. And you just get the 1.1 billion, 1.3 billion. But no way you make 2 billion. No way. What are you supposed to do with this? Make sequels, apparently. Double and triple down. What are you going to do? Just show this? Oh, okay. And in another year, we'll have Avatar 3. And then we'll run Avatar 1, 2, and 3. Who the hell has time to spend 9 hours in a movie theater seeing these films again? I mean, I love Lord of the Rings, but I can't sit through, I mean, that's a day. That's your whole day. You know? Avatar, that would be your whole day with 3 movies. Movies are too damn long. That's number one. Too damn long. For this many movies, it should have been a 2-hour movie. A tight 2 hours. I don't think there's any reason this should have been 3 hours. Sounds like it's excruciating at 3. 3 is just too long. That's a day. 2 hours is about right. Really, an hour and a half is the best. 3 hours? And then Puss in Boots did 12 million, which, I don't know, that's not very good. That should have been more. Internationally, I think it did okay. And 51 million. This might just break even. I'm not sure how much it cost. They never tell you what anything costs anymore. So, yeah, I don't know. I would guess that's a $100 million movie, probably, just for the animation. Then Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody, 4.7. They kind of waited too long for this. If they had done this, it only did 2.6 internationally, 4.7 domestic. Should have done more domestic. This should have been at least, I don't know, 10 million more. And this ain't a cheap movie either. It's got to be at least $30-40 million movie, at least, maybe 50. I mean, maybe you could say, well, the record company financed part of it because it's going to boost their sales, but that doesn't sound like money to me. It doesn't sound like cash money to me. And then Babylon. Ooh. Oh. 3.6 million. No international yet. Ugh. Amy Smart's in this. Ooh. Amy Smart is in it? Didn't know Amy Smart was in this thing. I like Amy Smart. Let me check out the credits on this. We'll get to the Christmas movies in a second. Amy Smart. Love me some Amy Smart. So cute. Is she in Babylon? Might have to see Babylon if... No, it doesn't say Babylon here. Who the hell's in Babylon? Last name of Smart. Let's see. Am I reading that wrong? Where's the cast here? Oh, Gene Smart's in it. Gene Smart. Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame. Jean Smart, she's all right. Olivia Wilde's in it? Maybe to see her naked. I assume everybody's naked in this. Don't really know. Phoebe Tonkin, she looks cute. Yeah, there would have to be a lot of hot girls in this. Brigitte Heinen, female guest. Looks very cute. Flea is in it. How's Flea in this movie? From the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And, of course, Brad Pitt. Tobey Maguire looks insane. I also wouldn't mind it to see him, but this is probably hitting... where the hell is he? He's not even on the list here. Oh, no, Troy Metcalf? Where the hell... Why isn't Tobey Maguire on this? Synopsis, comedy, drama, history. It's a comedy. Yeah, I don't know. They're killing it. Killing comedies. Here we go. Let's see. Margot Robbie, Flea, Brad Pitt. Where is Tobey Maguire? Where is Spider-Man? I need some pictures of Spider-Man. I'm not even seeing them listed. Would I have to do this? I have to type in Tobey Maguire. Yeah, there he is. There he is in Babylon. James McKay. Plays James McKay. Am I not seeing him? Have I gone blind? Why isn't he like the top guy? Everybody knows who Tobey Maguire is. Why wouldn't you put him in the list higher up? Doesn't make any sense. Is he uncredited, maybe? A million people in this damn movie, too. This feels like a movie I would love because I know something of old Hollywood and I love movies, but that people outside the industry probably will just be like, eh. Rest of the cast alphabetically. Spike Jonze makes an appearance. Weird. Let's see if he's on the rest. God, there's a million people in this thing. Oh, this must have cost a fortune. Jesus, this must have cost a GD fortune to make this. Look at all these people. He's not on the also ran. Is he uncredited? Oh, I'm just missing him. I must just be missing him. Oh, there he is. Whew. Man, I hate when they don't list something in alphabetical order. Oh, he's far down there. He doesn't show up till late in the movie. There's your problem there. So, yeah, Babylon. Phew, that movie must have cost a GD fortune to make. That has to be $100 million. Has to be. You got period piece. You got Margot Robbie, Brad Pitt, Tobey Maguire, who's not cheap even with a small part. Who else? All those other people I mentioned. My God. Jean Smart. She ain't cheap. She was just in a HBO Max thing. I think, what was it called? Like Hacks? Is that it? I think. At number 5, Violent Night, still hanging on at 3.5 mil. I guess this movie made money. I think this probably did okay. 62 million worldwide. Maybe that's just money, just profitable. Black Panther, of course, at 6, dropping like a rock, 799 million. How much did it make this weekend? 3.5 million. Yup. So, last weekend, Black Panther made, it only made 5 million. The week before, 11 million. The week before that, 17 million. The first week, oh no, that was the third weekend in release. 45 million, 66. So Black Panther actually hung on fairly decently for a movie. Avatar, I don't know. First weekend drops by half. I mean, it's pretty much over. The money's done. The money train's already stopping. The Whale. This is really the first weekend for this. Now it's in 603 theaters. That's kind of, it sounds like an art house release. 2.25 million. This is straight up Oscar bait, I guess. Straight up Oscar bait. But I think last week, how many weekends? We got 3 weekends of this. Yeah, it was only in like 3 theaters, then like 6 theaters. Now it's in 600 theaters. So that's Fableman's in 1,100 theaters. This movie had to cost a small fortune. It's made $10 million worldwide. There's no way this thing cost less than $10 million. No way. This had to be a $100 million film. Again, a period piece. Has some stars in it. Steven Spielberg himself. I mean, again, Oscar bait. If they don't win Oscars with this. The Menu, 62 million? Maybe this made money? A little bit. Definitely broke even. Strange World did not break even. Holy F, 59 million. It's done. It's done. 430,000. It's still in 1,300 theaters. I don't even know why you bother at this point. That is abominable. Devotion. Also abominable, unfortunately. I mean, I thought this looked like a quality film. Yeesh. That's going right to A&E or streaming. Maybe it makes up some of the money. Empire of Light, I didn't think this stood a chance. Jesus, 679,000? Ugh, that's rough. But only 350 theaters. I mean, they're not even putting distribution on this thing. EO, what the hell's EO? I don't even know what this is. It's on the list, though. EO, it's in 36 theaters. It almost made as much as Empire of Light, which is in 10 times the amount of movie theaters. That's nuts. It's nuts. Women Talking, it's only in 8 theaters. Just premiered. Banshees of Inisherin, I was really rooting for this movie. I think I'm probably going to watch it tonight if I wrap up here soon. Looks like I'm not getting a big crowd tonight. Ooh, looks like Sunday's the night to do this. I guess I should have done this on Sunday. We'll do another one next week. It'll be fine. Everybody must be working or whatever. 19 million Banshees. Yeah, it's probably not money. Ticket to Paradise did okay. Still hanging in there. 171 million worldwide. That's not bad. Probably costs less than that. Corsage. These are brand new releases. I have no idea what this movie is. It's only in a couple of theaters. Living? No idea. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. I did look at this one. I don't know if I did a trailer analysis. No, I think I did. Yeah, this looks boring. It looks boring. It looks like an indie movie about living your life. Bill Nye. 3 theaters here. Tar, still hanging in there. Tar did not do well. Also Oscar bait at $5 million. All the Beauty and the Bloodshed. No idea what this is. It's only in 25 theaters. No Bears. Just opened. No Bears. Huh. Did $200,000. It's only in 1 theater. In 1 theater. Jeez. Triangles of Sadness. A movie that looked, like it could be something. $8 million. No way that cost $8 million. Woody Harrelson's in it. And Holy Spider's still hanging on. This movie looked interesting. Yeah. I have to check this out if I can find it somewhere. Jeez, the box office is terrible. It's absolutely abominable for here. And there. $344,000? Jeez. That's terrible. I mean, did this not get a release? And that is your terrible, terrible box office. It's a train wreck. Hollywood is done. They keep doing these numbers. I mean, seriously. Avatar had $2 billion allegedly, and now I'm hearing rumors, it didn't cost that much. I don't know. It sounds like that's what the studio says, what James Cameron himself seemed to imply. What's that mean then? Why are they lying? Why are they inflating their own numbers then? If they're lying. Now, could it be that they expected to make so much money they wanted to inflate the numbers? And that now that they're not making the money, it's just a big embarrassment? I don't know. Maybe that's why he flipped everybody off the premiere. I'll tell you what I can't wait for is Cocaine Bear. Yeah, that's going to be good. But this is not a box office that I remember. You know? It's all grouped at the top. It's all about the It movie. And that's not good. Centralization is the enemy. You got all the money being poured into Avatar, essentially. And Avatar should have been at least 2 movies. Probably 10 movies, really. You could have made 10 movies at 200 million. You could have make 10 movies at 100 million and spend 100 million advertising each one. Wouldn't that have been better than this? Wouldn't that have been better than Avatar? Wouldn't it be better to have 10 movies out right now? All crazy different kinds of movies, competing against each other, people seeing 2 and 3 movies. Instead, we have one giant movie that's sucking the wind out of everything, and I don't even think it's that good. So, what was the point? What was the point of pouring all this money? Why keep all your eggs in one basket, as they say? Seems like a dumb idea. Babylon, not exactly a smart idea either. Hey, everybody hates Hollywood. Let's make another movie about Hollywood. Hey, everybody hates celebrities. Let's make a movie about the excesses of celebrities. Whitney Houston, I think that movie was 10 years ago. Would have been friggin' dynamite. When did she die? She didn't die. She died before that, right? Like, if you had made that, I don't know. When did Whitney Houston die? Whitney Houston. Yeah, 10 years ago. Okay, 10 years ago she died, so that would have been too soon. But, when could you have made that movie? 5 years ago, let's say. 2017? I don't know, it just feels like it's been too long, doesn't it? Whitney Houston dies, you wait 10 years. I guess. I don't know. Just seems like the wrong time to release anything other than the most fan-servicey movies imaginable. In other words, Top Gun, Spider-Man, stuff people absolutely have to see, want to see. I don't think anybody has to see an Avatar sequel. Puss in Boots, probably, yeah. I would greenlight that. Whitney Houston, I would have put it off. Violent Night, sure. I could greenlight that. I mean, I don't think it's a great idea, but it's okay. The Whale, sure. It's a sad movie. Fabelmans, no. I wouldn't have greenlit that. Black Panther, forget it. Babylon, no. Avatar, no. Or I would have greenlit it for $50 million. Strange World, no. The Menu, sure. Devotion, yeah, I would have greenlit that. Probably would have lost a fortune. Empire Light, no. It's about movies. It's 2 movies about movies right on the list there. EO, I have no idea what that's about. Looks like it's about a donkey. Women Talking looks terrible. The Banshees of Inisherin looks interesting to me still. Tickets to Paradise, absolutely would have greenlit that. That's a money in the bank. Corsage, Living, no. Tar, maybe. Beauty and the Blood, I don't know what the rest of the Triangles of Sadness, no. Probably wouldn't have greenlit it. Too crazy, too esoteric. Holy Spider, I mean, it sounded interesting anyway. All right, let's get into... Oh, JEC is here. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? I just got done looking at the terrible, terrible box office. Terrible box office. It's awful. This is just like the worst holiday season yet. I think. I would guess this is probably Hollywood's worst box office ever in modern history. So, I mean, if you add this all up together, you might get 100 million. I don't even think you would. Let's see. 64, 76, 80, 90. Might just make it to 100 million. Just shy of it, I think. Yep, looks that way. Oh, here's the total here, 95 million. Yep. 23 movies on Christmas weekend. Yep, 95 million. That's not even enough for the coke habits of these people. Yeah, this is sad. Yes, Avatar. I'll go over it again. Avatar only. JC's like, Avatar only made 64 million. Yeah, 64 million. It's in 4,200 theaters. I mean, look at it. It's just this. It's done. Now worldwide, it's doing okay at 601 million worldwide, 261 million domestic. So, ain't no way this makes 2 billion. I think this is going to hit. It looks like it's on track for about 1.1 billion. That's still not good. I mean, they'll spin it as, you know, Avatar is $1 billion movie. No, it's actually a $2 billion movie. And making $1 billion is kind of only half. So I think this just squeaks over $1 billion. And that's it. That's it. It runs out of gas. And that's everything. Like, that's the next 2 or 3 weeks, plus downloads, plus DVD. If anybody's still buying Blu-ray and DVD, I don't know. I assume they would sell it for Avatar. Who the hell's going to buy these toys? I don't think people are going to buy these toys. Still surprised it made 1.1 billion? I mean, it hasn't gotten there yet. It may not make it. I mean, you could have a real drop-off next weekend. Because think about it. I think people would be more willing to go to the movies on, if it makes 1.1 billion. Yeah, I think people would be more willing to go to the movies on Christmas than they will on New Year's. Simply because I think too many people will go out. And then the next day, it's Sunday. People are off anyway. I guess people are off on Monday. So, maybe Monday, but you might get a little bit of a boost if people are off. But, jeez, that is a terrible box office. And again, I don't know if you caught what I said. I think you could have made literally 10 movies out of the budget of Avatar. Like 10 decent movies. 64 million is a giant drop-off. Needed to make over 100 million. Well, last weekend, it did. Sunday is New Year's Day. Yeah, I know. Like, people will be off probably Monday because they get one day off, but I mean, it went from 134 million to 64. That's about what you'd expect. But it's terrible. It's a drop off of 50%. So you're going to get 50, 50, 50, 50 until it drops off to nothing. So 30, 15, 7, 3. 30, 15, 7, 3. And then you're pretty much into February. And it's done. It's done. 30, 15, 7. It's 52, 3, 55. 55 puts it at 900 million, 910. The domestic or the international box office next week will be 150, 25, and then 12. 150, 187, call it another 200. And that's what puts it at 1.1 billion. And then it's done. I think it's done then. Maybe you get the 1.2 with your downloads, but What are you going to do? They're going to show this movie. They're going to put out the third movie, which will be another 3-hour epic. They're going to put out all 3 movies. Oh, see Avatar again. You got a week? You got an entire day of your life to devote to Avatar? Well, we can accommodate you. We'll put a toilet where your seat is and just keep stuffing you with food. How about that? Who the hell would sit through Avatar this long? I mean, it's, am I blowing up here? Oh, Tinder's trying to lure me back. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, I would sit through. I would sit through the entire trilogy of Lord of the Rings, but not in a theater. I'd need breaks, man. That at home I would. You know, it's not a friend's house. I heard there's a 9-hour cut of the third movie. No, are you kidding me? 9 hours? Well, I believe it. I mean, they spent $2 billion shooting this thing. Now, the rumor I heard, the actual budget is about $450 million. Still, I could totally see 9 hours of footage. There's your DVD sales, I guess. Your Blu-ray, Avatar. Get it? Ugh, what a snooze fest that must be. No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, here's the weekly DVD and Blu-ray chart. Oh, what's selling here? Oh, look at this. Bullet Train is selling well. But they don't make much money. So, Bullet Train, 2.3 million. Thor, Love and Thunder. Oh, boy, you need a copy of that? JC, Lord of the Rings starts to drag by the second movie. A bit too much for me. First one was good. It's worth, to me, it's worth it for the ending. Like that, to me, it's all about the ending. So, I could sit through it. I mean, I wouldn't sit through it straight. Stop, have lunch, go to the bathroom, whatever. Hocus Pocus. Wait, that's the old Hocus Pocus. Oh, yeah, okay. So that's been out for a long time. Jurassic World Dominion. I mean, it's not that many sales. Elvis. So the total spending. What is the best-selling? Which ending? There's 13 endings. 13 endings? I don't know. I just the one that was in the movies. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. That sold a few units. I thought that movie would do better. Here's Top Gun. Top Gun sold 4 million units. 4.5 million units. That's not bad. Wow. Total spending for Top Gun, 59 million. Well, that's a chunk of change. Oh, well, that's the regular Top Gun. That's the first movie. So, yeah, these are all old movies that made a lot on the Blu-ray. And you can't make money on these. Weeks. E.T., 1,774 weeks. 13 endings to Lord of the Rings. Oh, here's the ending where Sauron kills everybody. Oh, boy, that's a depressing ending. Throw the ring into the volcano. No, I think I'll just swallow it. What? Yeah, I'm going to swallow it. You know. Gollum kills everybody. He puts on the ring and just kills everybody. 13 endings. That's crazy. All right, let's get into some Christmas movies. I wanted to do a Christmas movie thing. So, I got a couple lists up. These are the top 100 Christmas movies of all time from IMDb. I won't read through them all, but let it be known that I don't agree with this list. Some of it I do. Number one is It's a Wonderful Life. I could see that. These are rated by the IMDb ratings. It's an 8.6. Seems a little low for such a classic movie, but people in the internet, they're probably to them, if it's dated, they're probably not going to rate it very high. And then number 2 is Die Hard. Okay, so I'm going to weigh in on a controversial opinion here. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Okay, it's not about Christmas. It takes place on Christmas. It's not a Christmas movie if it just takes place on Christmas. JC, there's an ending where they defeat the bad guys, then they wake up and have a pillow fight, and then they hang out in Sire, then Frodo sails off, and then the whole thing was Sam writing it all in a book. Really? Are you kidding me? I love It's a Wonderful Life, one of my favorites. Yeah, it's classic. Yeah, it's weird to compare it to like a movie like Die Hard. But I would contend Die Hard should be not on a list of Christmas movies. I like Die Hard a lot, but it's not a Christmas movie because it's not about Christmas. It's about Christmas movies are about Christmas in some way. Number 3, A Christmas Carol. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I don't know about the ranking, but number 4 is Home Alone. It's about Christmas, so yes. Number 5, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I'm surprised this is the highest rated movie of the puppet movies, but okay. Number 6, Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon. I could say, again, it's about Christmas. Number 7, A Christmas Story. JEC, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. White Christmas barely has anything to do with Christmas. Die Hard is more Christmassy than White Christmas. White Christmas. Which one is White Christmas? Yeah, Die Hard doesn't... I mean, it's just... Home Alone is about sadism. Yeah, but it's about family. It's about the Christmas... I mean, it's a roundabout way. Christmas Story is about Christmas, absolutely. Miracle on 34th Street, sure. Elf, number 9, sure. I'm not a huge Elf guy, but I know everybody loves Elf. Number 10, Gremlins, which I'll say, no, not really a Christmas movie. It's not really about Christmas at all. It just takes place on Christmas, part of it. White Christmas is the Bing Cosby movie? No, I guess. I don't know. I don't even think I saw it. It's not even. I don't even know if that's on this list. It's a weird list. So that's the top 10, the IMDb rating, and 11 is Bad Santa, and then Edward Scissorhands, which I don't even know why that's on the list. Bad Santa, I guess, kind of, only because he's a Santa, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like a Christmas movie to me. Then you got the Rotten Tomatoes list, which, I don't know, this is completely insane to me. So the first one, and this is, I guess this is based on the ratings? Meet Me in St. Louis. This is a very old movie. It's a musical comedy that focuses on 4 sisters, one of whom, it doesn't even have the description here. A disarmingly sweet musical led outstanding performances by Judy Garland and Margaret O'Brien. I don't know. It's a holiday movie, so maybe. The Shop Around the Corner, which again, it's an old movie. I assume it's got Christmassy stuff. JC says Gremlins is about Christmas. The Gremlins were in a Christmas present. Yeah, I guess, but it's about the Gremlins. It's not about... I mean, you could have done that movie. They could have gotten the Gremlins like at Halloween. Edward Scissorhands is not a Christmas movie. It has 2 or 3 scenes taking place during Christmas. Exactly. Gremlins is not about Christmas. It's about the Gremlins. But Miracle on 34th Street, sure. That's the part. Now here's one. It just goes completely off the rails here. Number 4, Tangerine. This is the movie about ladyboys in L.A. shot on a iPhone. Now, from a technical standpoint, it's kind of an impressive movie because it was shot on an iPhone, but there's no way this is a Christmas movie. No effing way. It's not even that good of a movie, quite frankly. It's okay. It's kind of interesting. It is definitely not about Christmas. Oh, no. Not about Christmas whatsoever. 2019, a movie called Claws, which, I don't know, it's voiced by Jason Schwartzman, J.K. Simmons, Rashida Jones. Some cartoon that came out a few years ago. I don't even remember this thing. But okay. Not sure why it's so high on the list. Number 6, The Nightmare Before Christmas. I could see it being on the list just because people really like it. I don't find it one of the classics. Um, Number 7, Little Women. JC, I watched Gremlins last night, and it has all wall-to-wall Christmas songs on the soundtrack. Every set is full of Christmas decorations. Okay. It's been 20 years since I've seen that movie, so I'll have to take your word for it. All I remember is the Gremlins. I might be thinking of the sequel. Little Women. I guess. I mean, again, it doesn't feel like a Christmas movie. Die Hard, definitely not a Christmas movie to me. Carol, number 9? You're going to rate this movie at number 9. I ain't never heard of this movie. Carol. Aspiring photographer Therese spots a beautiful, elegant Carol pursuing doll displays in 1950s Manhattan department store. This does not sound like a Christmas movie at all. Number 10, It's a Wonderful Life, which obviously should be in the top 10, but a little low on the list. Then at number 11, Little Women again, the 1994 version. Like, Little Women, I don't think people associate it with as a Christmas movie. And it just goes on from there. It's a very weird list. JC, yeah, the sequel of Gremlins is in Trump Tower. Die Hard with Gremlins, if you will. Then Yahoo had a list. 20 best Christmas movies of all time, ranked from Love Actually to Die Hard. All right, so Arthur Christmas, which I vaguely remember, and Jingle Jangle are number 20. Home Alone, okay. I can see why that's on the list. The Ice Harvest, don't remember this. Oh, wait, no, I do. Yeah, this is the John Cusack movie. Then again, feels like it just happens on Christmas. Happiest Season, don't remember that. Nightmare Before Christmas, should probably be on the list. And if you're going to have Die Hard, you have to put Lethal Weapon on the list. If that's the standard. Because Lethal Weapon does take place during Christmas. It has nothing to do with Christmas. Joy Noel. This is based on the famous moment during World War I where the fighting stopped and everybody celebrated Christmas on the front. Nobody remembers Ice Harvest, exactly. So they did a movie version of this in 2005. That's a very Christmas movie. Oh, here it is, White Christmas. I guess. I mean, you say it's not. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember this movie at all. Lethal Weapon counts as a Christmas movie. There's Gremlins, The Shop Around the Corner, A Christmas Story, A Christmas Carol, The Apartment. It's romantic dramedy, it says. I vaguely remember this one. Again, it takes place at Christmas Eve. Die Hard, Christmas Vacation, Miracle on 34th Street, agree with that. Love Actually, which is kind of like a romantic comedy about a bunch of different people during Christmas, I guess. Elf, It's a Wonderful Life at 2, and Scrooge, which I love. I love Scrooged, number 1. So I kind of like this list out of the 3, but I did my own list. So here's my list. All right, I gotta hold on. This is my list. Okay. So some of these movies were on the longer list for IMDb, and I made 2 lists. I made Christmas movies and movies that took place on Christmas list. So this is my Christmas list. Number 1 for me is A Year Without a Santa Claus. That's the one with Heat Miser and Cold Miser. That to me is number 1. Because I like the songs in it. Maybe it's a kid thing for me, but I like the songs. So I think that should be number 1. Number 2, for the same reason, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Again, for the songs. I think they're both good that way. Number 3 is Scrooged. Love Scrooged. JC. I think you mean White Christmas is mostly about World War II vets working at a lodge with their old general. Only Christmassy stuff is being singing White Christmas at the start and end of the movie. Yeah, it doesn't sound very Christmassy. Number 4, Christmas Story. Love that. Number 5, A Christmas Story Christmas, which I thought was great. I thought it was great. I thought it was a really well done sequel. Number 6, Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown, which that's not what it's called. It's called a Charlie Brown Christmas or something. Love that. Number 7, and I can't believe this didn't make the list. I think this is a Christmas movie, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Because they're trying to get home on Christmas, if I'm not mistaken, right? So I think that makes it a Christmas movie. Plus, it's all about that ending with John Candy and stuff. What am I on? 8, Scrooge from 1970. That has great music in it, too. Pretty sure there's a blackface in White Christmas. Oh, really? Justin Trudeau is in White Christmas? That is crazy. The 1970s Scrooge has a great song called Thank You Very Much, where, was it Christmas or Thanksgiving? I thought it was Christmas. Maybe it was Thanksgiving. I remember there's snow in it, so I just assumed it was Christmas. Might be Thanksgiving. If so, I'd have to remove that. Although, it's got a very Christmassy vibe to it. But Scrooge of 1970 has this song called Thank You Very Much. And it's the scene, of course, where Scrooge is in the future. He's looking at the Christmas future. But rather than go to the graveyard, it goes to this scene where there's a bunch of people outside of Scrooge's house. JC, I like the Alistair Sims version of Scrooge. I'm not sure if I saw that one. What year was that? So they're outside his house, and the ghost of Scrooge is addressing the crowd as if they can see him. He gets confused, and they're cheering Scrooge, and he doesn't know why. JC, I do like the Thank You Very Much song, and the part where he goes to hell is cool. Yeah. And then, so it's great because he doesn't know what they're singing about, and they start singing Thank You Very Much, and he doesn't see his own coffin being loaded into the car, and then he goes dancing down the street with everybody, and they, of course, can't see him, and it's great. It's just a great scene. Alistair Sims is like the 1950s black and white. I've probably seen it. Phew, that would have been a long time ago. Then after that, Christmas Vacation. I do like that. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I do like that. It's a Wonderful Life. You have to include that. Home Alone. And I can't believe these two weren't on the list. A Muppet Christmas Carol and A Muppet Family Christmas. Both were really good. A Muppet Family Christmas, I was watching clips of it. I hadn't seen it in 30 years. And it had a great bit where the Swedish chef gets gaslit by this turkey puppet. And like the Swedish chef wants to cook the turkey and kill him. And the turkey says, oh, wait a minute. Let me tell you about the ultimate bird. And he like points into the next room and Big Bird is in it. And he's talking to the other Muppets. And the Swedish chef is like, oh my God, I have to cook this bird. And then there's a scene where Big Bird goes into the kitchen and the Swedish chef is basically trying to kill him. And it's awesome. So, those would be my Christmassy movies. I'm sure I'm forgetting some. But then the movies that take place on Christmas that I don't really think are Christmas movies that I like, number 1 would be Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is Thanksgiving. I looked it up. But if Die Hard and Lethal Weapon count as Christmas movies, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles can count too. Yeah, I mean, it feels very much like a Christmas spirit movie, you know, at the end with John Candy. It's such a great ending. But these are movies that take place during Christmas, at least partially. So number 1 would be The Godfather, which is, I know it's weird to put on the list, but it's there. Number 2 and this was on one of the lists I looked at. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It's a great movie. I love this movie. It's written by Shane Black. It's awesome. Robert Downey Jr. The opening scene takes place in Christmas, and it's friggin' amazing. That scene isn't from Muppet Christmas Carol. That's from Muppet Family Christmas. It was a TV special. Yeah. Muppet Family Christmas. But it's like 2 hours long, almost. It's like a movie. It's good. I like that. I count that. I wouldn't count Star Wars Christmas special because it sucks. Ugh, it's brutal. It's brutal to watch. And I watched it again recently. I'm not sure why. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles would be better remembered if they made it during Christmas instead of Thanksgiving. Yeah. Although I could kind of understand why they didn't make it on Christmas, because that would have been the obvious choice, and it gave it a little distinction, I guess, although I didn't remember it. I love the damn movie, so there you go. Number 3, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. JC, Muppet Family Christmas was like an hour. I rewatched it. It's on YouTube. Yeah. It's good, though. It's good. It's really only an hour? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory has a Christmas scene, obviously. It's not really a Christmas movie, though, but it takes place during Christmas. The French Connection takes place during Christmas, which I haven't seen that movie in so long. That's such a good movie. Oh, it's been ages. Ages. Number 5, Die Hard. Number 6, Lethal Weapon. Number 7, The Sure Thing. I love The Sure Thing. Number 8, Better Off Dead. It's right in that category. Number 9, Gremlins. Number 10, In Bruges, which also takes place during Christmas, which I also love. JC, people would have an excuse to rewatch it over and over every year if it took place during Christmas. That's true. That's true. I guess they were hoping for the same thing on Thanksgiving. Number 11, Die Hard 2, which also takes place on Christmas. I think all the Die Hard movies takes place. Don't all of them take place on Christmas? No. The second one does, though. And number 12, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which has a Christmas scene, which I sort of vaguely remember. French Connection? Oh, yeah, that's the scenes where Popeye's undercover in a Santa suit and chases a guy down and beats the S out of him. Merry Christmas! Oh, I so love that movie, but I can't remember any of it except the car chase and Gene Hackman running around. And the worst Christmas movie, I think, yeah, Die Hard 3 is in the middle of summer. I knew they couldn't all be at Christmas, but 2 was. I remember 2. That's the airport one. I like the airport one a lot. But the worst is Eyes Wide Shut. God, I hate that movie. What a brutally bad movie that is. For as good as Stanley Kubrick is, that is one of the worst movies ever, I think. It's so boring. It's so boring to me. And like Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise are married and they're playing a husband and wife in the movie, and I just don't believe it. I literally don't believe they're married while I'm watching that damn movie. I just don't believe it. JC, I mostly remember Gene Hackman running around beating the S out of people. Yeah, I remember him running around with a gun. That was back when he was still pretty virile in his prime. Yeah, that was a good era of movies, boy. Phew. Boy. That and Marathon Man. I don't think Marathon Man has any Christmas scenes. No. That's a good movie. And Serpico. All those 70s movies. Damn, they're good. But Eyes Wide Shut. God, what a dumpster fire. JC, might have been better if Kubrick had lived long enough to edit instead of Spielberg taking over. I guess. I don't know where the F he was going with Eyes Wide Shut. I really don't. It just... with The Shining, you can see it. I mean, you can see what he's going for. You know. with the other movies, you can see it. With Eyes Wide Shut, it's just like, what the F are you doing? What are you trying to do here? French Connection was the same director as The Exorcist, I think. Let's check. Maybe. That's the same era. (1971). Director William Friedkin. There's a lot of conspiracy theories about Eyes Wide Shut. William Friedkin. Let's see. Director credits. Give me his credits. Ugh. Hate this new interface. Where the hell do you hit previous? There we go. This is as a producer. I don't want these. I want director. There we go. Okay. I gotta get into the 70s here. Yep. Yep. Two great movies. The Exorcist is so good. Oh. What else did he direct here? Alfred Hitchcock Hour. Those are always good. The Brinks Job. Ooh, I love that movie. That's a good movie. Cruising. I know of that movie, but I never saw it. Al Pacino. To Live and Die in L.A. That's a pretty good movie. That's pretty good. Tales from the Crypt. He did that movie Cruising about gay cruising murder. Yeah. I never saw it, though. Probably because it was about gay guys cruising. Twilight Zone, of course. A newer version of Twilight Zone, not the old one. 12 Angry Men in 1997. CSI Crime Scene Investigation. He did 2 episodes of that. Killer Joe, The Devil, and he's up there. If he's still alive, is he dead? Let's see. No, he's still around. He ain't dead. So maybe we'll get something out of William soon. Cruising isn't great. Kind of interesting, though. I mean, it's probably, compared to today's movie, it's probably awesome, considering it's just the time period it was in. The bar was so much higher. It just seems, you know? But God, GD, it was The Exorcist and the French Connection. True. Gene Hackman, Roy Scheider. He is still alive, yep. He's funny in his interviews. He's a character. Probably won't give him a movie today. Probably do something cool. Hollywood doesn't do cool anymore. They just do stupid. Stupid and expensive, apparently. Yeah, he's had a good career. Oh, he did some acting. Oh, he's in The Simpsons. He's in The Simpsons in 2017. That's funny. As Dr. Kenneth Humphreys. Interesting. As a writer, did he do anything recent? Nah. Nah, he's probably retired. Let's see. 35. He was born in 35, so it's 65. Yeah, he's 87. So it's pretty old. I'd be retired at 87. Sure. Oh man, it makes me want to see that episode of The Simpsons he's in. Got a picture of his character, I wonder. Which episode was this? I don't think I saw this one. I stopped watching The Simpsons when it went woke. So, 2017. Can't remember what year I stopped watching it. That might have been it. I don't think it was woke then, or it was getting there. I was tied up in my own stuff, and I never went back to it. Oh man! All right, quick check of the headlines, methinks, and we'll wrap this up. I don't think there was really any news. Yeah, nothing really going on in Variety. Over at Hollywood Reporter, this is bizarre. 22 must have talked about red carpet looks of 2022. Yeah, I don't really care about any of that. There was a headline about Shazam, Zachary Levi, possibly being fired. The rumor was they may jettison him as well, which I think would be a mistake, but that may have been the corporate, call. Oh, this was a big news story. I don't know if you remember this. There was this bail organization. I believe it's the one that was propped up during the BLM riots. The Bail Project. I think that's what it was called. But there was one I think it started in Minnesota. But anyhow, I guess they have a Las Vegas chapter. And they're being sued after they helped release a man who went on to shoot and nearly kill a Las Vegas waiter. And I was saying in my video yesterday, this was like too much. Like, it's not really, I think it's a misleading article. It's not really a bail reform group. My understanding is, this is the one I'm thinking of, they're against bail. Like, they're against it completely. They don't want to reform it. I think they want to completely abolish it. So, yeah. I don't think you should abolish bail. I think people should get bail. I think the problem is they, some people, they say, oh, well, we're not going to give them any bail. No, I think you can give people bail. I think you can make it so insanely high they can't afford it. So if somebody really wants to lose that money, but, you're talking like they paid his $3,000 bail. 6 days later, he allegedly opened fire at a Las Vegas restaurant, shooting Wang 11 times, the waiter, nearly killing him. They want to get rid of bail. Kamala donated to that sort of thing. I think that's the same group, right? I think that's the same group. If that's the same group, yeah. So, yeah, this is too much. And of course, you've got all these... I didn't know Richard Branson was in on it. He's got ridiculous money. You don't want him supporting something like that. The celebrities, they do have money, but they're also insanely, I think, cheap and greedy. So they're only going to donate so much. Yeah, and Kamala donating, God, what a joke that is. A woman who prosecuted people for drugs donating to the Bail Reform Project. John Legend and Richard Branson look ghoulish as F. Yeah, Branson showing his age, and John Legend looks like a mannequin, doesn't he? Looks like he's got too much makeup on or something. So yeah, I would not support this organization, although I would like to see some kind of bail reform. But like, if it's a non-violent offender and you bail him out, I'm okay with that. Someone who's non-violent, but someone who's violent, someone who went on a shooting spree, probably ought to be in, at the very least, therapy. So it's just common sense. There's no common sense anymore. John Legend literally looks like he's plastic. Yeah, looks like he's got way too much makeup on or something. Amazon executive Vernon Sanders doubles down on diversifying. It's diversifying Middle Earth for Lord of the Rings. Rings of Power Season 2, everybody. Speaking of losing $1 billion, I mean, but at least with Amazon, I figure like this has got to be a tax write-off. That's the only thing I can think of. That Bezos is like, yes, spend the money. I don't care. I mean, some of it, sure, has got to be ego too, but maybe he's just spending so much money to pump up his ESG score that it balances out, and in the end, he ends up being okay. You know, he doesn't pay taxes. He blows a bunch of money. He doesn't pay his taxes. He gets his ESG score up. And that's it. That's the beginning and end of the plan. Bezos' money pit. Yeah, but is it? I mean, when you think, for a company like Amazon who makes billions and billions of dollars every year, you lose $1 billion. So what? That's a write-off. It's a deduction. It's like, well, that didn't work. You know? But to double down on it seems like you'd be better off throwing $1 billion at a different money pit in case it actually worked. Or here's what I would have done. Instead of dumping it all into one place again, which seems counterproductive, dump it in a bunch of different artists, right? Just get a bunch of crazy artists and give them all like, I don't know, $10 million to do a movie or whatever, 20 million, whatever. Say, here's a bunch of money, go do your crazy movie. Now, most of them are going to be crap. 9 times out of 10, they'll be crap, or they won't be crap, but nobody will understand them, or they just won't make any money. But one of them will be a hit. And you'll make money on that one. The other ones will still be a loss that you could still write off. I don't know. Seems stupid just to dump it all into this show or into Avatar. It's just ridiculous. Dwayne Johnson says Black Adam being discussed for future DC multiverse chapters. James Gunn claims Elseworld projects are actively happening. Yeah, I don't know about that. I really think it's way too early for them to be talking about Elseworlds. Way too early. Especially you're trying to revamp the DCU. Do not do Elseworlds project, James Gunn. Do not do it. Get your continuity in order first. But, I don't know. Lately, Dwayne Johnson's pronouncements are completely off the mark, so. Charlie Cox, stunned by Daredevil Born Again number of episodes. Not so sure what that's about. It's the new season's going to be 18 episodes? Wow, that is a lot of episodes. For a show that's probably not going to do so well, right? I think this is going to be the show that pleases no one. They're going to try to please the old fans that want, gritty, awesome Daredevil. And it sounds like they're definitely going to fail at that. And they're going to try to please the woke morons that still subscribe to Disney Plus. So, I don't know, man. Although I'll say, I watched the Guardians of the Galaxy special. That was pretty good. I mean, it was pretty watchable, at least. It was funny. I watched The Werewolf by Night. It was okay. I think it's a bit overrated. Felt like a TV show pilot for some weird TV show that never aired. It was like half a movie. I think Daredevil will start strong and will quickly fall off like these shows do, says JEC. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It seems like Disney Plus. It seems like they're reinventing the wheel with these streaming services. It's like you got Disney Plus. Okay, you already had ABC to show these TV shows and make money. Now you have the streaming service. Okay, you get everybody to pay the money up front. I guess that's better until you completely trash your brand, and then nobody wants to see anything on it, right? I mean, the whole point of the streaming service, in my view, was to have it cheap. Like Netflix was popular because it was the only one, and it was dirt cheap, and you might as well buy it, even though most of the movies weren't even worth watching, in my view. Disney Plus, okay, if you're a Disney fanatic, sure, I get it. But, to be a channel, to have new stuff all and grind through it all the time, you really got to have like more of a network. Seems like you got to have more money coming in rather than like, but like they're spending more money. How much are they going to spend on this friggin' thing? I don't know. Doesn't seem like it's a good plan. Seems like a very short-sighted plan. Like the whole streaming thing to me looks like it's on the verge of collapse. Because what's going to happen when the economy tanks? I mean, this would be the first thing people would cancel. I'll cancel my Disney Plus. I've canceled my TV. And I was like a TV kid. I love TV. I could watch it for hours. Now I don't even watch it. So I just don't get how these streaming services, it's better to me not to have even any of the services or cable TV. Just pick and choose your shows. And really, like, I like Rick and Morty. I don't like it enough to pay for it. If I wait long enough, it'll either be on a streaming service I have for free, or I can watch it on Adult Swim when they rerun it for the umpteenth time. JC, it's impossible enough to get subscribers to make enough money to make enough diverse content to retain all the subscribers. The whole streaming model was always doomed. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. And I think they're lying about their numbers on top of that. So, someone somewhere has got to figure this out. I think, and I keep saying this, they should just have a streaming channel on 24/7, just like a TV channel in the old days. You put on commercials, you play shows, you play them once at a particular time, and you just run them. You just network the entire thing. Disney, to me, has a perfect enough amount of shows they could do that. So you have Disney Plus for free. It just runs. If you catch the shows, you catch them. If you don't, you don't. Maybe you have a program. Hollywood Ate My Baby. Yo, he comes. You're at the end of the show, but welcome. You just run this friggin' stuff all day long, 24/7. Even if you're rerunning stuff, even you're rerunning like the Avengers movies, who cares? And you're putting commercials on them. So who cares if anybody records them? They'll have commercials on them. They'll be off the internet. They'll look like crap. And so what if anybody records them? You don't think people can record and have Disney Plus? They could pay for 1 month of Disney Plus, record everything they want, and be done. The free one just wouldn't have access to the libraries. Wouldn't have access. You miss a show, you'd be like, oh, I love this show, and I missed it, and I won't be able to see it for God knows how long. And then you go, you know what? I watch this show so often, I'm going to get a subscription. And that's how you could generate subscriptions. And it would be for bigger fans. Like, you would have different tiers. You have the free tier, you have to watch all the damn commercials. You have the cheap tier, you have to watch like one commercial a show or something. Maybe. You get limited access to certain libraries. And then you have the full tier, you get everything, you get all the libraries. You're paying the top rate. Some people will pay that. Some people pay the cheap mid one. Some people will pay nothing. But you'll still be making money because you'll be showing commercials that you will charge for your allegedly $100 million subscribers. Seems like a win-win. Jesus, Joan, your breath smells like butt. I can smell it from here. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be mean to you on the holidays, but it's very fragrant. Here, you want to get down? She doesn't know. She's a dog. Ugh, stinks though. So yeah, I just don't get. God, it frustrates me so much that they won't just show this crap for free. I don't know. Are they worried about guys like me who'll make fun of it? Over at Cosmic Book News. The Doctor Who trailer dropped for the 60th anniversary. If you want to throw up and you're a Doctor Who fan, it does not look great. it's suffering from the same symptom as a lot of other shows. I feel that are too successful, or were. Sopranos, X-Files, to some extent, Star Wars, Star Trek. They're just too successful. There's too many people involved in it. It's presented as too self-important, and the woke people are now these self-important a-holes who are running things into the ground. So naturally, it's as woke as F. They're segueing into the, I guess he's the gay black doctor who's going to be next. Like, they bring back Tennant, and then he does a special, and then he regenerates into the black doctor who becomes the new doctor. I guess. I don't know. It's all so stupid now, in my view. It was a fun show, but it wasn't meant to be the show. It wasn't designed to be like the ultimate show. It was just designed to be an entertaining show about wacky science fiction stuff. You know, it was designed for nerds. JC, bait and switch. Exactly. But it was designed to be for nerds, just like Futurama. It wasn't for everybody. It wasn't meant to be for everybody. It wasn't meant to have, you know, glorious romances and epic storylines. It was meant to be super niche. And that's what it was, and that's why it lasted so long, because it had a loyal niche audience that continued to follow it. Now they're exploiting it for the normies. Now everybody's a geek. Oh, I'm such a geek. I read comics and watch Marvel. Yeah. Except you're not a geek. You watch that stuff because it's popular right now. In 10 years, when nobody wants to watch Marvel, when nobody's interested in superheroes or comic books or all that stuff, when we go all back to normal stuff or whatever the next thing is, God forbid the next thing's more niche than geek stuff. I guess the fetish stuff, that could be more niche. Maybe that's the next step. We graduate from geek stuff into like furry and fetish stuff, and then just go right down the tubes. I'll be there protesting my sign. I mean, we're kind of halfway there now. But yeah, it's just, this stuff wasn't meant to be $200 million. It should not have been a $200 million Flash movie or all these big movies. They shouldn't be this big. They just shouldn't be. They should be smaller movies that are just regular old ass movies. Everything's too big now. Everything's too big. So it's sad. I think anime and manga is next. So basically fetish stuff, yes. And was there something here on the wrap? I forget now. The Recruit joins Netflix domination of most streamed series rankings. I don't know. I saw the trailer for this. It looked okay, I guess. Anybody watching a Wednesday show? I watched the first episode. It's okay. I mean, it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's Riverdale for Addams Family. I really hate that now Wednesday is kind of the most normal character on the damn show. Now it's all werewolves and vampires and monsters. I think they went in the wrong direction with that show, big time. But there's still this idea in Hollywood that goth kids and vampire emo stuff and werewolves and all that stuff. Oh, it's so bizarre. You're so not normal and cool if you're into that. And it's so normal now. It's so ridiculously normal to be into that stuff. It's boring. It's boring to me. And I used to love that stuff. But I loved it back in the 70s and 80s when people would call you a maniac for liking that stuff. Oh, you're into Dungeons and Dragons, you effing geek. Get away from me. That was the reaction to people. Star Trek. You're a geek. You're a nerd. Like, that's the reaction you expect when you're into that stuff, now all that stuff is cool. So now it's not cool. I mean, that's the simple rule of cool. If everybody's into it, it's no longer cool. It was only cool when it was niche. And most of the people into it are not, they're just not into it. They're into it because it's cool. Like, I ran into this woman walking her dog. Nice enough woman. I'm not picking on her, but she's clearly a normie. She named her dogs Ray and Trooper for Star Wars. She's a Star Wars nut. But, like, she's only a Star Wars nut because I think she's gotten into it because she's bought into the hype. So she went on and on about how her family is going to Star Wars land and how much they love Star Wars and they watch the movies. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like the new movies. She wasn't into the old movies. She was into the new movies. And people like what they like. I'm not knocking her for that. But I don't think she really liked it. I think she liked it because she felt she was being into things. Into cool things by liking that. You know? So, and she was very attractive. She was a little younger than me, but not that much younger. And I thought to myself, yeah, if this was 20 years ago and I said, hey, you into Star Wars? She would have been like, no. She would have looked at me like I'm nuts. Now she's on the street walking her dogs, going on and on about Star Wars land and how cool it is and how she can't wait to go to Disney World with her family. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Oh, and speaking of Disney, there was another article I hit today. They had a drink. I couldn't believe it. It was a drink at Disney, and it's served in a waffle cone, coated in chocolate or milk chocolate or white chocolate on the inside, and you pour the liquor in it, and then you drink it and you eat the cup. Guess how much that cost? Well, if you get the top-notch shot, like the most expensive top-shelf liquor they have at the park, it's $185 for the shot. The cheaper stuff, $17, which still is kind of high if you ask me, but I nearly fell off my seat. $185. I was just like, oh my God. But that's kind of, I guess, what Disney has turned into. It used to be the place for all families. Like, they would just crank people through there, as many as they could. And now it seems to have turned into, I don't know, they're trying to up the price to drive out the normies? To get only rich people to go there? Is that going to work? I don't think so. I don't think they can work. I think you need a lot of people to go to that damn park to keep it running. I don't know what they're doing in California between paying the crazy wages they must have to pay and all the regulations they must have to adhere to in California. I don't know how that park's even staying open. Is it even making money? In Florida, I could see. At least they had a good deal until they picked a fight with Ron DeSantis. But even that's got to be bad because they make a lot of money from the parks. But I got to think they are really not bringing in a lot of people at this point. Between all the stuff that's happened, and now the economy's going south in another few months. JC, $150 shots are a thing at most places. If idiots are willing to spend that much for a shot, a glass of liqueur, why not? I guess. Just seems weird at Disney to pay that. You know? It doesn't seem like a place where you're going to take some hot chick and then show off by like, hey, let's do shots. These are $150 shots, baby. No, it doesn't seem like a place you'd do that. Maybe on your honeymoon? Maybe? But, yeah, it doesn't seem like a high-end place, Disney World, to me. It always was like a family place, which, yeah, it's going to be expensive because you have the whole family and you're on vacation, but it seems like there should be enough affordable options that you can still have fun and not break the bank. Because if you got two kids, like, first off, you're not even doing that $150 to $185 shot or whatever. There's no way. You're not even drinking because you got to watch your kids. or maybe you're drinking later after you put them to bed, I guess. But yeah, it just seems like. I know, John. I know. What are you barking at? No, go check. Joan's gotta check the house. I don't know. Just seems weird. Just seems weird. Anyhow, I think I'm gonna wrap. It here. Next week, again, I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Do you think I should do like New Year's Eve on Saturday night, maybe? Sad millennials love getting S-faced at Disneyland. Really? That seems lame. That would seem like the last place. Like when I was 20, that would have been like 86. It would have been cool to go to Disney World with your like young hot wife. It would have been a cool thing because it would have been unusual. Now it's like I couldn't think of anything more passé than going to Disney World for your honeymoon. And it's kind of like, you know, if you're in your 20s, you're still kind of a kid almost. So I kind of get that. But, I mean, if you're trying to be a grown-up, seems New Year's Day should be fine. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll go back to Sunday. It's like going to Vegas. I mean, yeah, it's a thing. Get married in Vegas, I guess, but so many people have done it. It's like, it's not unusual anymore. You know? Like, the cachet of those things were like, oh, yeah, we're going to do something cool we're going to do something different. We're going to do something all on our own. Now it just seems like, I can't think of anything more conformist than doing that. Now it seems like a traditional wedding would be the least conformist thing you could do. Going to a church and having like a normal ass wedding, as opposed to what they're doing now, you know. But I don't know. I had a friend who had a pretty good wedding in Boston one time. We had a good time. He wrote a sports column, and we got to go to a wrestling match, and then we went to a baseball game at Fenway, and it was a very laid back wedding. A lot of fun. Had a good time. But I don't know. People do wacky things. So, guys, thanks for tuning in on this Monday night with me and Joan. What's coming up this week? I got a signing on Thursday. Last signing of 2022. Going to be at Mechanical Brewery in Cherry Hill, New Jersey from 5 to 9. So, psyched for that. And going to be doing the Piney podcast later. Jay, you see, all these people are normie conformists. They just do the same things everyone does. Yeah. And when I was coming up, I used to think, man, if people like were into the same stuff I was into, then I'd be normal, and then I'd be happier because people would be into the same kind of cool geek stuff I was into. And now that they're all into it, I hate it. I couldn't hate it more. It's be careful what you wish for, folks. I hate it. I hate every moment of the normies liking it. I want to go back to the old system. I want them to all dump on Star Wars, Star Trek, fantasy. I want people back to where they were. I want them back to their jobs and liking sports and normal stuff, and to stay out of cartoons and toys and comics. I just want that for me and the small circle of friends who are into that stuff. I hate that the normies are into it. I hate it. It's ruined the entire thing. It's ruined the cachet. It's ruined everything about it. Yeah. But oh well. I'll find something new. I'm making something new. I'm making the Pineys. Books 1 through 10. Available at Amazon.com. And on that happy note, we'll see you in the next one.